So one of the reasons that I'm documenting these little beautiful snaps of life, usually nature inspired, in my collection of re-present pleasures, is it's showing you the beauty that's around you all the time in these daily moments, and it's presenting it in a fashion of artistry, of creativity, of further accentuating the natural beauty of everyday moments. And so it's doing it in a way that's very short form and very easy to do yourself. And anyone with a nice smartphone these days, the camera is amazing, and it just gives you quick little examples of how you can do it yourself. You don't need any equipment. You don't need anything. Just stand there, put it in your hands, and just do these very slow recordings of everyday moments of pleasure, right? And use that as a way to communicate what you like to do in your, when in your natural state, when you're in the zone, when you're just formless. You melt away and you are just present, aware, more conscious, one with what is in this very moment, right? Whatever state and zone you get into that allows you to just be transfixed with your experience, then allow the quiet, quick artistic documentation through video. Use this as an example. It's really bare bones, and anyone can do it, to share what they're like when they're in the zone and when they're truly themselves. And it's without words. It's without language and association and mind and form of the ego. It's without all of that. It's just the simplicity of the beauty and the truth of what is. And nature has that in abundance. That's what nature is. And there's a lot of profound bliss in that. And it allows our bodies to relax. It allows our minds to just stop and take a break. And the last form of resistance is ego, as always, holding on tight, saying you can't stand there and make a recording because you're going to look like an idiot, like a fool. Okay, put down your weapons, right? Just let go. Acknowledge that this is what is, and it's beautiful. And if that comes in the form of your awareness and your focus being behind your eyes, and you're using the visual medium of what you see to say, this is beauty and this is truth and this is what is, and you want to help document that and share that, I want a world of that. And this is just one of many ways. So Re.present Pleasures is an initiative amongst many that I've started doing, and just wanting to put out there as an idea that's going to be taking on traction and becoming a new trend, hopefully, because here's an opportunity here. It's in line with creative, inspiration, notions coming through, in line with you being in that moment and being in the zone and being in a higher state and a higher frequency, and having desire to have more of this in your life and be allowed to have more of this in your life and acknowledge the value in it, because that's the formless value that I'm alluding to. The world is pretty much valuing money and form, and truer value is formless. whether it's in a I don't know, in a fashion, in a way of emotional unburden, rebirth, regrowth, or just even contentment, never mind happiness or bliss. It's living and allowing yourself to experience more of that which you desire and you crave and we all need. All those happy hormones, if you were to look at it in a scientific way, that way of form. Or you could just experience it. Just shut up, just do it. Stay in those moments, experience it, be in those moments more, and do what comes naturally without ego taking hold and saying, don't you dare do that, you look like an idiot. Be aware of that voice happening all the time, and because that's the last resistance. Because your body doesn't care, it's not ego, it's not form. Your body wants to connect with what is, whether it's in nature or through a conversation with someone, through physical interaction with someone. You know, your mind wants to communicate and learn and really grow as well through understanding and logic and through intellectual conversations that's insightful and, you know, rich with meaning. That's food that we often feed our mind as well. So we are very contented in staying pretty much between feeding the ego and feeding the mind, and feeding the body because we have to. We're still a form of physical manifestation, and we have to treat our body as an extension of ourselves. And that's pretty much what we do. We just stay within the three aspects, and we're quite happy with that. And we've built this world. And I'm saying there are more aspects that we should pay more attention to. They have lots of different characteristics that you can understand and that you can observe, and you can add to your document whatever way that you want to put it. You acknowledge that these other aspects are in all of us, and that there's way too more of ourselves that we know, and we should all get into the practice of getting to know more fully of ourselves, and being in those states, interacting and becoming one with whatever we love, whatever we are drawn to. Allow yourself, allow society. We become the society that allows ourselves to be more of ourselves, with ego being the last resistance that's now being quelled, that's now being given permission to sit down and watch, and just allow someone else to take over, allow intuition to come through, allow our bodies to express, allow our minds some rest, because there's knowledge found here too. There's knowledge found here, but it's not to be taken and distributed and processed in the ways that you are used to, using your mind, using your ego, using form. That's something that you ought to do afterwards. But I am trying to be a journalist, so I am trying to do both. I think I'm being successful, but I'm doing my best. I love being in the moment of now, and I love staying here, and I love feeling and understanding and knowing somehow that all of this can be what my life is all about, what all of our lives is all about. And I'm not talking about snapping our fingers. Every bit of change and adaptation and evolution and upgrade, every bit has taken an amount of time. But don't get caught up in the time. When you ask someone who's masterful of an art form or a skill. You say, how many years did it take you to do that? We're already going straight to time. We equate the output to the effort along time. No. I mean, yeah, you can. That's one approach. That's the approach of the ego and the mind, the form, the brute force approach, the logical and structured. But I'm talking about really getting to know the superpowers of aligning with your truth, because you have lots of different characteristics than other people, but we are also unified by fundamental archetypes. And when we are inspired to be who we want to be, the change that can happen is profound and it's widespread. And I keep seeing ego as the last resistance that's standing in the way of progress, of real, profound, inside to out progress. And it will take a while, but don't get caught up in the duration. Get enthralled in the process, because that is the way. Now is the way. So I'm kind of not being efficient by trying to document this, because I'm spending less time in the now. And I'm trying to take it and understand it and put it out there, document it. I'm trying to give form to the formless. My intention is for utility. My intention is for meaning and significance, and I want to share this value because I want this to be part of the process, to be proof that I can use this form and I can do it in a way that helps me facilitate the lifestyle that I want through monetization, through profit, using the established systems of today, using technology, using this kind of language and this system. I can gain enough leverage to facilitate and to allow the perpetuation of whatever the hell you want, of good stuff, facilitating your inward journey and facilitating the potential of the outward expressions and the ways that we will transform our world is beyond belief. But I am of faith in that regard, without other attachments of form and belief systems and whatever. This is a very personal journey of understanding that I'm embarking upon. This is just the beginning. It took a big step for me to disarm my ego, allow myself to tune in, allow myself to become more of myself, be open, and not hold myself back. And it hasn't quite dawned on me how profound of a shift it has created in me, because it's only just beginning. And I don't tend to stop and appreciate and give my ego credit. I'm very hard on myself, egocentrically speaking. And I have, I guess, those thought forms, those traumas, those whatever belief systems that I need to, with psychology or whatever, investigate and get to know and form a relationship with, and for that to become better. So we're all in this journey of self-development and betterment. It's just I'm always wanting to go one up or several up. I always want to show and prove that I have so much to give. And I am brimming with ideas, brimming. And I do believe that they are all, not all, but the ones that are successfully able to be captured in some kind of way, enough to be shared and to be of value to others in that moment. And for that process to be very easy to do in capturing videos and sharing them, and for them to be watched by people, and for them to get value from that, and for that process that's free. You just have to watch a couple of ads every now and then on YouTube. Or not even if you subscribe to a paid account. It's a very small price to pay. It's good because I don't mind that. I don't mind skipping a couple of ads, waiting 5 seconds, skip, wait 5 seconds, skip. And I get to watch some life-altering videos I'm watching on YouTube of all these different influential, experts in all these fields and very experienced individuals, leaders and founders of great companies and gurus and figureheads from around the world. YouTube is the best thing that we have right now, and I want to leverage that system in order for me to keep adding value as easy and as quickly and as effectively as I can. That allows me to just keep doing that and allows me to have a win-win. I get to live how I want to live and be very, very happy about it, and do that till the day I die and have my whole experience transform. And it's not to do with winning the lottery, it's not to do with money, it's to do with the now, being who I want to be, doing what I want to do, and for that to magically have also at the same time facilitated everyone to do the same. Little by little, as you become more aware and as you actually implement these different practices, the more that you attune to your true selves and form healthy relationships with all of your aspects of yourself and communicate and allow yourself to have that last resistance of ego take a seat. Who gives a crap? Who gives a crap? That kind of ego freedom of judgment, that's usually afforded to people as they get older, as they have kids, and as they don't care about the ego world anymore. They allow themselves to just attune to what is, and they become more observational, and they become more oddly insightful, and then they become more disconnected from the ego and more disconnected from their body usually, and they get sucked into their mind. And yeah, it's a sweet sour kind of thing, but all that can change too. This is it's cringy, but that's exactly what you should be looking out for, because that's from the ego. And when you start allowing yourself to act outside of your ego, things really start to change. And when you have a higher quality way of life and experience, because that's what it is, everyone who really allows themselves to become more of their higher selves, you wouldn't want to go back. You can't go back. Well, you probably can. We keep drifting in and out of consciousness. But we can have more of a quality of value of life that's beyond the established. And we can have that. I am having that. I want to share it as I go along. So make it happen in yourself. Make it happen in your local social bubble, your immediate family. Let them see you as you are in privacy. And let that family be the same around their friends. And then have all your friends get to know the real you in all your colors, in all your moods, in all your phases, and all your states. We're forever fluctuating, and it's okay to feel whatever you want to feel and act however you want to act. It's okay. We don't have to micro manage and moderate ourselves all the time. And so when we as a society do that, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And then we want that. We demand that. So the demand is there. And if I show that YouTube is one way to leverage different ways of sharing how you are doing the same, allowing yourself to share what you love, then yeah, lots of people can just have that in their lives more. And in life, experiences, your choices, your reactions, your relationships, everything will just change in accordance to who you are now. And you can always change that to your preference. That's it. Stop.